Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day taking a look here at Cardano, seeing what's going on. When we left off yesterday, it was supposed to come up here and sweep this liquidity after bouncing off this 0.5 Fibonacci level. Unfortunately, we lost that level. Now we're testing that as a resistance. So we're going to see if this is an invalidated pattern or not, because we do have a tentative double bottom, which could still play out. So I wouldn't say we're out of the in the woods. No, I wouldn't say we're out of the woods yet, but we're also not in the rough, if that makes sense. Okay, we're still in decent shape. Essentially haven't established lower lows yet, so we will see what's happening. We're actually at a 7 on TD sequential, so the potential for a price pulling back to the upside is greater because of that. So again, we'll look at a few key factors here. Let's jump into the back end data too, see what's going on. Also, quick heads up to our to our newer subscribers, because we've got a lot of new watchers now, or new viewers, however you want to call it. I don't know if you know this, but we are partnered with Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. No KYC, no VPN. You get a nice little bonus if you use my link to register. We're also going to have future trading competitions with them as well, but you got like trailing stop losses and multiple take profit targets. Extremely awesome exchange. Make sure you watch the video down below too in the comments if you're curious about how to utilize it effectively. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about the backend data first. We're jumping into liquidation, and this is another reason why I personally still feel that 8 is in good shape, because we can see here, of course, tons and tons of liquidation, some massive shorts there at about 40 cents. So typically those are targets for the whales and the market movers. So just be mindful, there's a good chance those levels could still get hit. Now, what needs to happen between now and then is establishing higher highs and higher lows. We are providing us with two parallel lows, basically a 0.382 bounce. So we've wicked down here quite a few times. You got to keep in mind, the more often you test a support level, the more likely it is to break, right? So there's that. But double bottoms do have a tendency of playing out as well, specifically on the 4-hour time frame. So we're still in pretty good shape here. Let's look at the daily and kind of see if there's other contributing factors that might have come into play here, because it's been roughly 12, 24 hours since we looked at this last. We're still over 50 on the RSI, and MACD is still diverging. I'm curious about the stochastic, though. We are having our second swing down, which does imply we might see a shift of momentum here soon. Okay? Now, what we want to look at is the 4-hour time frame to really identify and lock some things down. Because if we look at the moving averages here, we're testing the 20-day moving average right now. Okay? So maintaining above the 20 is important. If we drop below that, we're going to kind of have to keep a closer eye on the macro and kind of see where we're at. Okay, because again, this ascending trend line is positive for now, but we could be discontinuing that soon and shifting to the downside as a possible reality. Okay, again, a lot of resistance here upwards of about 39 cents. So once more, these levels are getting tested more frequent than these levels. So to me, I still think we're in decent shape. We're starting to become range bound now. So we are range bound essentially between 37 and roughly 39. Okay, so just some rough estimates there. So for the 4-hour time frame, we want to look at a few things here. So the 4-hour time frame for me is most important to look at a few key factors such as the MACD. We're starting to lose our momentum to the downside, so that's a positive sign. We haven't converged yet, so nothing really amazing here, but it's also not terrible. Okay. Same thing with the RSI as well. We're below 50 on the RSI, typically a bearish sign. So we just got to acknowledge the fact that we are kind of on the wrong side of the tracks. We got money flow index coming down, and that's usually a sign that the price action is going to pull back, or sorry, is pulling back. We already see that. The potential reversal could come here when we see the convergence on the RSI, stochastic RSI. I typically look for the second one, and that's usually the good entry there. So I think we're still a little premature for a long position, but once more, if you're the folk that likes to play double bottoms, this is probably a pretty good opportunity. Okay. Again, we got a lot of still positive contributing factors, but also more so negative too. So when I see these things combining, I pretty much steer clear of it. Now, again, we've sent a swing trade out yesterday, the day before, for this coin. Now, I gotta kind of reiterate here, if you followed that trade, still okay because of the way that we structured the trade. We haven't even come close to our second target yet, and the whole design is to ensure that we are able to swing low and effectively bounce back from those key levels. And we're doing very well so far in these Fibonacci retracement ranges. So again, I think a closure today above 37/38 would be ideal. We may not get that. There's only 10 minutes left in the candlestick, but the simple bottom line here is that we are starting to come here where we're starting to swing upwards now. We can see our 7 on the TD sequential. Last time we hit a 9, we consolidated for about 12 hours and continued back up. Hypothetically, we're going to hit a 9 here in 8 more hours, and we could very well see that leg up. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to convince you that this is worth taking a trade. I don't think you should take a trade. But if you have a trade open right now, a long position still isn't in rough shape. you may want to consider adding to your position at these lower levels, just based on the fact that this could be the swing before the next breakout. Again, I mainly think that just because we have such intense amount of liquidation at this 40 cent range, which to me is typically a target in most cases with the whales. Last thing but not least here is the Ichimoku Cloud. This is going to confirm that if you have a short position open, you may have about 7 to 10 hours left of continuation before the price goes any lower. Actually, let me rephrase that. You have roughly 7 to 10 hours before you might want to consider closing your position, pending the price doesn't drop below 37.2. Okay. If the price goes down here, right, for example, then we're going to see this go there. The price goes sideways, it'll still intersect with the price action. Okay. So the truth is, unless we break below 37.2 in the immediate future, then the shift in momentum could be occurring to the upside here soon, and we could very well see this retested. But there's no other way around it. This is definitely bearish sentiment. Okay. So do not for a second think that just taking a long position right now is like 100% confirming because because of the other things I mentioned. All right. So please take that with a grain of salt. I hope that makes sense in how I describe this. Again, sometimes situations like this occur where you're going to be analyzing and it's like, okay, there's no opportunity here, no great opportunity. You could roll the dice and take a long position right now and probably have a slightly larger statistical probability of the price going up than down, but that to me isn't enough to take a trade. Granted, we had almost a perfect scenario yesterday when we took the trade and it came down anyways. So that's how trading goes though sometimes. All the more reason why we use low leverage, low position sizing to survive these markets. For example, we have, like recently we took some nice, this is a 5x leverage trade at Solana, 38% in 2 days. All right, so our trading bot is catching those. This is an Ethereum short, Matic long, and we also took a couple of shorts here. We got a Matic short and another Solana short. Okay, so again, little things can be had, right? Little profits can be taken here and there. But if you don't ever take profit, you're never truly profitable, right? And all the more reason to use lower leverage so you can survive these ebbs and flows and make sure you're not wrecking your account. Okay, again, just little strategies I've learned over the last 20 years of trading. What do I know? All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something here today. Please like the video if you could. Jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord and jump on jumping into that. We really got an awesome community. So thank you again to all the community members here. Just interacting and learning and growing together. It's fantastic. And when we take a look at this here, so far today we've gotten 5 new members. Yesterday about 12, I think 13 the day before. We're growing like crazy. So really cool to see that. Thanks again everyone for making that part of my life and just enjoying the time together. It's awesome. Thanks again. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you the next one. Take care.